Okay, good afternoon class. Okay lang ba kayo this vacation? Ayos lang ba bakasyon ninyo?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, buti naman. Ingat kayo palagi. And then, to start with, ang pag-uusapan natin within our session this afternoon, evening na pala, is all about standard deviation, skewness, and cortices. Standard deviation is actually under measures of dispersion or variation, kung saan mapapag-aralan natin ang standard deviation at ang variance. And then we also have the measure of skewness and measure of cortices. So within the whole period, yan ang ating mga tatalakayin. So this is actually our lesson number 8, measures of dispersion, skewness, and cortices. Under pa rin yan ng descriptive statistics. So I think this afternoon, matatapos natin ang ating descriptive statistics, wherein summary lamang ang aking may bibigay sa inyo para ma-take up din natin ang ating inferential statistics. At the end of the lesson, the students are able to, number 1, determine the standard deviation or variance of the data. Kapag gusto mong hanapin ang variance, hanapin mo lang ang square ng iyong standard deviation. Square mo lamang yan. Pero kapag standard deviation naman ang hinahanap, just take the square root of the variance so that we can have the value for the standard deviation. And then we also have another objective, that is to solve for the skewness and cortices para malaman natin kung saan ba skewed ang ating mga data, kung skewed to the left ba or to the right. And kung normal ba yung distribution. Sa skewness, makikita natin yan. And then of course, we have the cortices. Sa cortices, dito natin malalaman kung mesocortic, tachycortic, or leptocortic ang ating mga data through the graphs na makikita natin. Then another objective, we have to describe the concepts of skewness. So ano ba yung kahalagaan ng skewness? Know the different measures of skewness. Kung skewed to the left ba, kung skewed to the right, or normal lamang yung distribution ng ating mga data. Describe the concepts of cortices. Know the different measures of cortices, if it is leptocortic, mesocortic, or platycortic. So tatlo yan. Know our skewness and cortices. Describe the shape of a distribution. So yan actually yung mga objectives natin na kailangan ma-meet natin within our session this afternoon. And to start with, allow me to define first the definition or give you the definition of standard deviation. Standard deviation is actually a statistic that measures the dispersion of a data set relative to its mean. The standard deviation is calculated as the square root. Square root of what? The variance. Kailangan yung value natin ng standard deviation is maliit lamang. Hindi siya ganoon kataas. Kasi habang tumataas ang value ng standard deviation, ibig sabihin yung mga data natin are heterogeneous. Ibig sabihin malaki yung agwat, mataas yung range. So yung mga data natin hindi ganoon kagaganda. Pero kapag maliit ang standard deviation natin, ibig sabihin yung mga data natin are homogeneous. Maganda yung mga data natin. Maaasahan talaga yung mga data natin. Yung mga researcher ginagamit ang standard deviation para ma-analyze nilang maigi yung kanilang pinag-aaralan, yung mga results nila. Skewness is a measure of symmetry, or more precisely, the lack of symmetry A distribution or data set is symmetric if it looks the same to the left and right of the center point. Dito alamin natin kung skewed to the left ba, kung skewed to the right, or normal lamang yung distribution ng ating mga sample o yung ating mga data. Standard deviation and skewness will help us a lot para malaman natin kung maganda ba yung test result or maganda ba yung test na na-distribute. Okay, dito malalaman natin kung may mga outliers ba na kailangan nating disregard sa ating mga studies. Connected actually ang mga yan sa research process. Kurtosis is a measure of whether the data are heavy-tailed or light-tailed relative to a normal distribution. Malalaman natin yan kung ang mga data ba natin platypurtic, leptokurtic, or mesokurtic. So may mga pagbabasihan tayo na mga calculations para ma-analyze natin maigi yung mga data na ating nare-research sa ating mga tasks na na-assign. So ano nga ba yung kaibaan ng variance at ng skewness? The following 2 points of difference between variance and skewness should be carefully noted. So tandaan nyo lagi yung mga points na to na aking ibabahagi sa inyo para maintindihan ninyo yung kaibaan ng variance at saka ng skewness. Ang kagamitan ng mga yan. Sa variance, it tells us about the amount of variability. Okay? While skewness gives the direction of variability. So yan yung kaalagaan ng dalawa, no? For the second point, in business and economic series, measures of variation have greater practical application than measures of skewness. Kapag business ang pinag-uusapan, mas binibigyan ng puntos ang kagamitan ng measures of variation. Then, however, in medical and life science, field measures of skewness have greater practical applications than the variance. Kapag medical naman ang ating pinag-uusapan or life science, mas gamit ang measure of skewness. Kung skewed to the left, kung skewed to the right. Sa business naman kung homogeneous ba or heterogeneous yung mga data natin. So may kinalaman ng mga yan kung bakit mas pinili na measures of variation ang gamitin sa business or economic issues, and then bakit skewness ang mas magandang gamitin sa medical and life science. How do you know if standard deviation is high or low? So paano natin malalaman kung mataas ba ang value na nating na-calculate or na-compute? Kung mataas ba or mababa ang value ng standard deviation? The standard deviation is calculated as the square root of variance by determining each data point's deviation relative to the mean. If the data points are farther from the mean, kapag masyadong malayo sa mean, there is a higher deviation within the data set. Thus, the more spread out the data, the higher the standard deviation. Kapag masyadong malalayo ang mga data natin, malalayo yung mga score, yung mga ranges natin sa calculation natin, ibig sabihin, ang tendency magkakaroon ka ng higher standard deviation value. Kapag mataas ang standard deviation, widespread or masyadong nakaspread yung mga scores. Ibig sabihin, malayo yung distansya. Ibig sabihin, heterogeneous yung mga data. Okay? Did you get it? Nakukuha ba natin? Alam naman natin anong ibig sabihin ng homogeneous at ng heterogeneous. So kapag skewness, ito yung mga graphs na mabubuo natin. Ito yung positive. Positive skewed. Ibig sabihin, skewed to the right. Okay? 0, normally distributed sa skewness. And then kapag negatively skewed, ibig sabihin, skewed to the left. Okay? So yan yung mga graphs natin. Kapag nakakuha ka ng value na negative ng skewness, ibig sabihin skewed to the left yan. Kapag naman positive ang nakuha mong result, skewed to the right yan. Kapag 0 ang nakuha nating value ng skewness, ang measure of skewness, ibig sabihin ang graph na mabubuo natin dapat is normally distributed. Sa cortices naman, we have the following, the platycortic, mesocortic, and leptocortic. Kapag masyadong matarik yung data natin, yung sa result ng ating cortices greater than 3, leptocortic yan. Kapag katamtaman, ibig sabihin mesocortic equals 3. That was the right time na ang ating mga data are normally distributed. Yan yung counterpart ng ating skewness na 0. Cortices kapag less than 3, masyadong flat yung curve. So may ibig sabihin yan sa pag-aaral ng mga project natin or task natin sa research natin. So ito yung sa skewness, positive skewness kapag mas marami yung, mas mataas yung nasa left and then skewed to the right siya, positive skewness yan. Kung nakaskewed yung nakasubsob papuntang right. Negative skewness yung kulay green. Okay? And then skewness is equal to 0. Normally distributed yung ating frequency distribution graph, yung ating curve. Question so far? Wala ba yung gustong itanong? So kapag cortices, platycortic yan, masyadong flat yung curve natin. And then normally distributed naman kapag kasamtaman. So yun tinatawag nating mesocortic, yung normal distribution. Kapag sobrang tarik naman ng ating curve, sobrang tangkad, leptocortic, meaning we have positive cortices. Platycortic, we have a negative cortices. So normal distributed yung maganda, yung mesocortic. Skewness is a measure of symmetry or more precisely, the lack of symmetry. So kailangan kapag yung mga data natin, nag-research tayo, tiyakin natin na symmetrical yung mga yan. Kasi kapag hindi symmetrical yung mga yan, skewed to the left yan or skewed to the right, ibig sabihin may problem, may mga outliers na makikita natin. Sa cortices, it is a measure of whether the data are heavy tail or light tail relative to a normal distribution. Sabi ko kanina, kapag sobrang taas, positive cortices yun. Kapag sobrang baba naman ng flatness ng curve natin, negative cortices yun. Pero kapag katamtaman lang yung taas ng ating curve, we have that one as normally distributed yung mga data natin. That is, data sets with high cortices tend to have heavy tails or outliers. Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Kapag masyadong mataas, ibig sabihin may mga outliers din tayo dyan. Outliers will affect actually the result of our study sa research natin. Kaya nga kapag gumagawa tayo ng mga questionnaires, pinapacheck muna natin ng maigi sa mga expert bago natin i-administer yung mga questionnaires sa ating mga respondents kapag nagre-research tayo. So we have now the following formula for the standard deviation. Sa standard deviation, ito yung formula natin. Summation of x minus x bar square all over n minus 1. N minus 1 ang denominator natin kapag sampling by, ang ginagawa natin is standard deviation by sample tayo. No? N minus 1 lagi ang denominator natin. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng mga legend na yan? S stands for the standard deviation per sample. X bar means mean of the distribution. And number of observations of the sample. So yan ang ating formula para makalculate natin ang ating tinatawag na standard deviation. And then of course we also have the formula for skewness. Yan naman yung formula ng ating skewness. Naka-raise sa third power. So, summation of x minus x bar is to the third power. Okay, ranging from I is equals to 1 to the n. And then n minus 1 times s cubed as our denominator. Wherein S standard deviation per sample, x bar means mean of the distribution, and number of observations of the sample. So kailangan kabisado ninyo yung mga formula na yan. Kapag na-compute tayo ng standard deviation, na-compute tayo ng skewness, and then cortices. Aralin ninyo yung mga yan, mga anak, no? Maganda yung mga topics natin, lalong-lalo na sa intervention. Pwede niyong pagkakakitaan yan kapag pinasukan ninyo ang academe pagdating ng araw. Pwede kayong kuhanin bilang statistician ng mga nag-aaral sa graduate school, nag-aaral ng college, sa kanilang mga research, and then may kaukulang payment yung mga yan. Formula for cortices, yan, raise to the fourth power naman yung x minus x bar natin, and then n minus 1 times s to the 4. Wherein, yan yung mga legend natin for the standard deviation for sample, and then mean for the distribution, and of course, the n number of observations of the sample. So, since naibigay ko na yung mga formula na kakailanganin natin, wala nang mahirap sa mga calculations natin. Basta marunong ka lang mag-create ng frequency distribution table na na-discuss ko na before, more on calculation na tayo niyan. Nagagamitin lang natin yung mga formula na yan. Okay, I've just prepared 2 sample problems. And then afterwards, sa module na aking ibibigay, kayo naman ang makakalculate. Sisimulan ninyong mag-calculate, ipapacompute ko lahat. Yung mean, mode, median, standard deviation, skewness, and cortices. So matrabaho yun. Ibig sabihin, sisimulan ninyo mula sa umpisa. So this is problem number 1. Pakibasa mo nga, Jalen.
Ano po, sir?
Yung problem natin, pakibasa nga.
Calculate sample skewness, sample curtainess from the following group data. Sir, pati po yung table sasabihin ko po.
Yes.
Class frequency 2 to 4, frequency 3. Class 4 to 6, frequency 4. Class 6 to 8, frequency 2. Class 8 to 10, frequency 1.
So, in the given problem, how many respondents do we have? How many sample data do we have?
10 po.
So, all in all, we have 10. So, ibig sabihin niya ng n natin is equals to 10. Now, if we intend to calculate for the skewness and cortices, as we can see the formula before, required yung standard deviation calculation muna natin, no? And para makalculate mo yung standard deviation, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin ng value ng mean. Kasi kung papasinin natin lahat ng mga formula natin, involve ang mean. And then sa skewness and cortices, involve naman ang standard deviation. So ibig sabihin, from the very beginning ng ating frequency distribution table, kailangan ay makumpleto natin. So kailangan alam natin yung mga class mark. Okay? So, ganito yung calculation na aking ipapakita. Okay, simulan natin. So, una, ayan, no, yung class, sinulat ko muna. And then, yung ating mga mid-value, yung class mark. Between 2 to 4, ang ating class mark is 3. Between 4 to 6, ang class mark is 5. Ito yung mid-value, yung class mark X. And then 6 to 8, we have 7. 8 to 10, we have 9. And then again, with the third column, nilawrite ko lang ang ating mga frequency na 3, 4, 2, and 1. Mula sa class na 2, 4 hanggang sa class na 8, 10. And then multiplying the class mark and the frequency, we have fx. We have 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 4 is 20, and 7 times 2 is 14, and then 9 times 1 is 9. And then afterward, calculating also the x minus x bar. Pero bago natin mahanap yung x minus x bar, kailangan i-solve muna natin yung ating mean. Ito yung ating mean, which is actually 5.2. Can you follow? Can you follow? The mean is 5.2. So, paano ba yan? X minus X bar. 3 minus 5.2 is negative 2.2. 4 minus 5.2 is negative 0.2. Tama ba ako? Asan ba yung ano natin, yung X natin? Yung 5 minus 5.2 is negative 0.2. 7 minus 5.2 is 1.8. And 9 minus 5.2 is 3.8. And then square lang natin yung X minus X bar natin and then multiply by F, yung frequency. We can have the following data sa 6 column, 14.52, 0.16, 6.48, and then 14.44. And then finally sa dulo, take naman natin ang cube ng X minus X bar, we can have those data. Actually, kulang yung table natin, no? Hindi ko na isulat yung X minus X bar raised to the fourth power. So, kayo na ang balang gumawa lang. So, sa pinakababa niyan, makikita natin na ang N natin is 10. Summation Fx is 52. And then, nakasummation na rin lahat ng mga F times X minus X bar square, which is 35.6. And then, same thing din sa last column, 34.56 naman ang ating naanap kapag naka-cube. Ang hindi ko lang naisama dito is yung raised to the fourth power. So, kaya na ninyo yun. I-raise lang ninyo ng fourth power yung X minus X bar and then multiply ng frequency. We can already have the summation for the F times X minus X bar raised to the fourth power. Saan ba gagamitin yun? Sa cortices. Yung naka-cube, gagamitin natin sa skewness. Yung naka-square, sa standard deviation naman. So, ito yung calculation natin sa ating standard deviation. Okay, namin nyo munang maigi kung paano ko nahanap. Binigay ko na kagad yung computation. As we can see, we have the 35.6. Ito siya. Ito yung kanina, no? So, doon sa table, ginawa natin kanina yan. Ito yung table. Ito siya, oh. Diba nyo? Yung 35.6. Ito siya, yung table natin. So, ang nahanap nating standard deviation is 1.9889. Okay? And then next, the skewness, we have 0.4881. Ibig sabihin, skewed to the right. Tama ba? Positive yung nakuha natin, so skewed to the right siya. And then the last one, we have the cortices. We have 2.1289. Yan, naka-raise sa 4. Hindi lang kasama sa table kanina. So ito yung nahanap natin. So this is less than 3. Kapag less than 3, ano kasi? Yung pag-aaral natin kanina, kapag less than 3 ang value ng cortices, ano ba yan? Mesocortic, tachycortic, or leptocortic? Hello? Are you still with me? Jeline, kapag 2.2,
yes po, sir.
Ano ba yan? Tachycortic, mesocortic, or leptocortic ba yan?
Tachycortic po.
Okay, because it is less than 3. Pero kapag saktong 3 ang value, ibig sabihin normally distributed yung mga sample data natin. Pero kapag lumampas ng 3 yan, ibig sabihin that is leptocortic. Mataas yung pagkakatarik ng ating curve. Okay, again, we have another problem. Katulad lang ng ginawa kanina, calculate the sample skewness and sample cortices from the group data. So all in all, how many respondents do we have here? If you will compute, ano yung total respondent natin, number of respondent?
25 po.
So 25. So again, same process.